Welcome to Brain Secrets, where we tap into the depths of the human mind. Today, we dive into the intriguing world of deception, the psychology of lies, and how to spot a deceiver. In our everyday lives, lies are more prevalent than we might think. From the innocent white lies we tell to avoid hurting someone's feelings to the more malicious falsehoods that can harm and deceive, lying is a common part of human interaction. But why do we lie? The reasons are as varied as the people who tell them. Some lie to protect, some to manipulate, and others simply out of habit. But there's more to deception than just fibbing. It's a psychological phenomenon that's deeply rooted in our human nature. Deception involves a complex interplay of cognitive processes, emotional responses, and social dynamics. It's an art, a science, and a survival strategy all rolled into one. So, deception is not just a social issue, it's a deeply rooted psychological phenomenon. Now let's delve into the science behind it. Why do we lie? What goes on in our brains when we deceive others? These questions have intrigued psychologists for decades, leading to some fascinating insights. At the heart of lying is the concept of cognitive load. When we tell the truth, our brains are effectively on autopilot, drawing from memories and experiences. However, when we lie, our brains are put under increased strain. We're not just recalling information, we're fabricating an entirely new narrative, which requires more mental effort. This is why under pressure, liars may struggle to keep their stories straight or remember details. But what about those who seem to lie effortlessly? This brings us to self-deception. Some individuals are so adept at lying that they convince themselves of their falsehoods. They blur the lines between reality and fiction, reducing the cognitive load associated with lying. Their brains treat the lie as truth, making their deceit more convincing. Emotions also play a crucial role in the psychology of lying. When we lie, we often experience a rush of anxiety or guilt, emotions that can trigger specific bodily responses. However, habitual liars may not feel these emotions as intensely, if at all. Over time, they may become desensitized to the act of lying, reducing the emotional toll and making it easier for them to deceive. Research in this field is continually evolving, but one study stands out. It found that the brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and social behavior, is more active when we lie. This suggests that lying is not just a spontaneous act, but a decision made by weighing the potential benefits and consequences. Let's also not forget the role of societal conditioning. From a young age, we're taught that honesty is the best policy, yet also learn that little white lies can prevent hurt feelings or awkward situations. This creates a moral dilemma that can influence our propensity to lie. Clearly, lying is a complex process involving various psychological factors. But how can we detect when someone is lying to us? Stick around as we delve into the nonverbal and verbal cues that could reveal a deceiver in our midst. Spotting a liar isn't as simple as looking for a growing nose. But certain nonverbal cues can give them away. Let's dive into the fascinating world of silent signals and what they reveal about deception. Body language is a significant player in this game of truth and falsehood. When someone is being deceptive, their body may betray them. They could suddenly become stiff and guarded, as if physically shielding their deceit. Or they might engage in self-soothing behaviors like rubbing their neck or touching their face, often indicative of discomfort. Let's not forget the eyes, the windows to the soul. A liar might avoid eye contact or paradoxically hold eye contact for too long, overcompensating to appear truthful. Rapid blinking can also signal stress, potentially a sign of deceit. Then there's the art of facial expressions. A genuine smile, for instance, involves not just the mouth but the eyes too. It's called a Duchenne smile. A fake smile, on the other hand, only involves the mouth. If someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, it could mean they're hiding something. Now let's talk about voice. Changes in pitch can indicate deception. A person's voice might become unusually high or low when they're not telling the truth. They may also speak more slowly, carefully, choosing their words to maintain the lie. This brings us to the intriguing concept of leakage in deception. Despite their best efforts, a liar's true feelings may leak out through these nonverbal cues. It's like a subconscious betrayal, a silent confession of their deceit. However, it's crucial to remember that these are just possible indicators, not definitive proof. They can be influenced by a person's natural demeanor, their comfort level, or even their cultural background. So while body language and facial expressions can provide clues, they shouldn't be used as the sole basis for judgment. Nonverbal cues can be telling, but they aren't foolproof. We also need to pay attention to what is being said. So stay tuned, because in our next segment, we'll explore the verbal cues that can help us spot a deceiver. You won't want to miss it. Words can be just as revealing as actions when it comes to detecting a lie. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a fact grounded in psychology. Let's delve into some of these verbal cues that may hint at deception. Firstly, consider inconsistencies in stories. When someone is fabricating a tale, they might struggle to keep their narrative straight. If you notice significant changes in a person's account of events, it could be a sign they're not telling the truth. Next, we have overly complex explanations. Often those who lie resort to weaving intricate stories, thinking it lends credibility to their falsehoods. However, it's often the opposite. Truth is typically simple, and when someone elaborates excessively, it could be an attempt to cover up a lie. Lastly, be aware of unnecessary details. Liars tend to overcompensate for their dishonesty by providing surplus information, especially when it's not required or asked for. They believe these extra tidbits make their story more believable, but in fact, it often raises suspicion. Now, these cues aren't foolproof. They're tools, not guarantees. Remember, context is key. Someone might exhibit these signs due to nervousness or other reasons unrelated to deceit. However, when these cues align with other signs, such as those nonverbal ones we discussed earlier, they can be quite indicative. By paying attention to these verbal and nonverbal cues, we can become more adept at spotting deception. So let's keep our ears open, our minds sharp, and continue to unravel the fascinating world of the human psyche. Deception is a complex psychological phenomenon, and spotting a liar is no easy task. We've delved into the art of deception, the psychology behind lying, and the non-verbal and verbal cues that might give a liar away. But remember, these signs are not foolproof. Keep refining your observation skills and stay informed. Remember, knowledge is power. So keep exploring, keep learning with Brain Secrets. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the human mind.